al Pedro Páramo.
Me cruzaré de brazos. Y Comala se morirá de hambre.
Many years, obviously, since I first read the novel in high school and loved it, and then read it again as an adult and loved it even more, and discovered more things about it that I connected to. And then I imagined that it was becoming time for another adaptation of Pedro Páramo, because it has happened before, decades past. And I'd always thought, if that happens, I'd love to be the DP, shoot it, And then, so one day, Stacy Persky, right there, producer, calls me and says, well, there's this idea of making Pedro Páramo into a film, and they're looking for a director. I'm like, oh, who could it be? And, would you like to direct it? I'm like, all right. And so that's where it all started. I was in Oklahoma at that time prepping Killers of the Flower Moon. So during that prep and shooting, I was already, reading again the novel and really getting into it, rereading an adaptation that Mateo Gil had already written, and diving into Rulfo's world. And then I went to do Barbie. So then I really, every weekend I was working with Mateo to make it now mine, because he made his adaptation, but now the novel is so beautiful in its complexity that it's what fragments did we choose to depict in the film, and what characters to focus on, what lines, So that was a intense and beautiful process, and just finding during that process what I really connected to, and sadly eliminating things that I loved but that weren't part of what I really felt I needed to explore. More than express, I think explore. And so that's how it came about.
That's so fantastic. And I mean, like the transition from...
It wasn't as difficult as I expected. I guess I've been in a set all my life, and I've always considered myself a filmmaker. And I've approached cinematography as a storyteller. So now I had more stuff at my disposal. Now it was really with the script and this beautiful story and the costumes and the set design and all of this. So it was an expanded palette of creativity and expression. So I guess the biggest thing was the focus that I discovered I needed, because I also co-shot it with Nico Aguilar. So I was very involved in designing the lighting and all of that. So I thought that was going to be nearly impossible, and it turned out that it wasn't. I was able to do all of it. But especially what I enjoyed enormously was just working with these wonderful actors. I mean, that was really, really beautiful, and I enjoyed every single one of them. And I remember the moment we started, once I casted them all, the moment we started discussing the characters and those vulnerable moments when each one of us was expressing what we connected to emotionally, what was in our own past and our own past generations that reminded us of these stories of each one of these characters. So that was the most beautiful part. The most challenging part was making sense of the structure of the novel. That's very, especially for its time, very experimental, and bringing it together into a coherent motion picture that is not a miniseries or something. That was a big challenge.
Hi. Creo que de entrada había una gran sensación de gozo, y me es importante mencionarlo porque creo que eso permeó todo el rodaje y toda la relación con todos los actores y todos los departamentos. Y me acuerdo de esa primera lectura con todo el cast, que había esta gran emoción por estar iniciando este proyecto y hacerlo juntos. Y después, tú me dices, aunque son esos textos que uno diría, es que la gente no habla con esas palabras, que eso es muy hermoso de la novela de Rulfo, pero todo el tiempo está esta cosa cotidiana, y que recuerdo que tú mencionabas mucho que no perdiéramos eso, ¿no? De contar, de guiar, contar el cuento, como lo ha dicho dolores en otras ocasiones. Y también para mí fue simplemente representar esa gran parte del pueblo mexicano que son los cuidadores, ¿no? Que son esta gente que sostienen esas grandes casas y esos grandes pues, patrones y esa gente que siempre ha sido la más privilegiada, pero siempre sostenida por ese otro grupo de personas.
Háblanos de ti.
¿Cómo fue? Bueno, obviamente la responsabilidad de abordar una novela de este tamaño es gigantesca, y supongo que todos tuvimos que atravesar, igual que Juan Preciado, ese miedo, ese pánico, y lo seguimos atravesando aquí frente a ustedes, exponiéndonos de esta manera. Pero son viajes que son un regalo de hacer. Y creo que cuando atravesamos estos caminos que nos asustan tanto, hacerlo de la mano y del cobijo de compañeros de este nivel también, de humanidad, no solamente de talento, de humanidad, podemos llegar a lugares que, si bien no nos dejan de aterrar, podemos manifestarlos valientemente. Hey.